In this video, you're going to install and set up FileZilla on your computer and connect to the server. Now, if you chose CyberDuck instead, then you need to check the previous video. So to install FileZilla, you just need to go to filezilla-project.org and then go to download FileZilla client. Now, you will get a download link depending on your platform. So just click on it and then go for the download button. Then click save. And now the file is going to be downloaded to your computer. You open it. And here is your app. So if you're on a Mac, you can move this to the applications folder. Now to open FileZilla, you can go to applications and you find it there. If you are on Windows, you'll find it in your list of programs. So I'm going to press Command space and then type FileZilla, and here it is. So now to connect to the server, I'm going to need some details related to my hosting service. So I'm going to go back now to the complete web hosting website and then log in to my client area. Then click on my hosting service and then log into my control panel. Now, if you go to FTP management, you will find an account which is there by default. So this is an FTP account which you can use to connect FileZilla or any other FTP tool to the server. You can also create your own FTP account if you like. And there are different types of accounts. The domain level will allow FTP to fetch all files on the server. Now the user level, for example, will allow FTP to fetch only the files which are under the public HTML directory. Alright, so I'm going to use the default FTP account for now. So to find the details about this account, you can go to your email history and go to the hosting details email, and you'll find your username and password right there. So what we need at the moment is the domain or subdomain. So the host is going to be FTP dot your subdomain. Then your username is that one and your password is that one. Now the port should be 21 and then click on Quick Connect. So here we've got an error saying that the server's certificate is unknown. Now there is a conflict because the server name ends with the complete webhosting.com and our domain ends with host20.uk. Now you just need to trust the certificates like this and then click OK. Congratulations, you are now connected to the server. So on the right hand side, remote site refers to the remote server. So all the folders and files you see here are on the server. And on the left hand side, this is the local site, which refers to your local folders and files. So if I scroll down and then go to users, then go to my username on this computer for this session, and then go to desktop, then the complete web development course. So if I click on that, then I see the content of this folder on my computer, and that's our hello world file. Now on the right hand side, I'm currently in the root directory of my hosting. So if I go to domains, just double click on that, then go to students.host20.uk, then go to public HTML, then that's the content of my public HTML folder. So let's make this space smaller to see the list of files. So now you can access this same folder by using this shortcut, which you will see at the bottom. Now, let's delete the index.html file, that's what we call there. And let's visit our website. So that's the list of files inside the public HTML folder. Now let's upload our hello world file to this folder. So I'm going to drag it like that and drop it there. Now if I refresh the page, you can see our hello world file there. So if I click on it, then it takes me to domain / the file location. So what's happened now is that I uploaded a file from my computer to the server and I shared it with the world. Now let's change the name of this file to index.html. So if you just click twice on the file, then you'll be able to change its name. Now to access the file, I can either type the domain.index.html or just type the domain URL like that. So whenever you have an index.html file inside a folder, when you try to access that folder, then you're gonna get the content of that index.html file. All right. Now let's create a folder inside our public HTML folder and call it folder, for example. Now I'm going to drag the index.html file inside this new folder. So if I visit the domain now, I will get this list because there is no index.html file inside the public HTML folder. And I'm trying to access that folder by typing the domain name. Now if I go to this new folder, then I get the contents of the index.html file because there is an index.html file inside this folder. All right. Now if I call this something else, hello world, for example, then I will just get the list again. All right. So let's go back to index.html. And now we get the content of the index file. So let's put the file back. Inside public HTML and remove this folder. So now if I visit the domain, I get hello world. Perfect. Now let's change the content of our index.html file remotely from within our computer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click right, and then I'm going to click on View Edit. So the file that you see there is a copy of the file that you find on the server, which has been downloaded to my computer. So if I make a change to this file and then save, what's going to happen inside FileZilla is that it's going to ask me whether I'm happy to upload this file back to the server. So a new copy of the file is going to replace the old file on the server if I upload this file to the server. So without deleting the local file, if I click yes, then now we're going to have a new file on the server with the changes. So let's go back to our domain and refresh the page. And here we see hello there, and these are the changes we made inside our file. Now the change prompt that you will get in FileZilla whenever you save a change is not something you can get rid of easily. And that's a security measure that FileZilla uses to make sure that you don't make some changes on the server unintentionally. Now, when I opened the file from FileZilla, it's opened using brackets straight away, and I didn't tell FileZilla to use brackets. And that's because brackets is the default text editor for HTML files on my computer. Now, if you want to set brackets as your default text editor for HTML files, you just need to go to the Finder and find any HTML file, then click right and go to Get Info. Then under Open With, choose brackets from the list of applications and then change all and continue. And now brackets is going to become your default text editor for this extension. And you can do that for any other type of file. Now, for this to work properly, there is another condition in the FileZilla settings. If you go to File Type Associations, you'll find that this box is checked. And this makes sure that FileZilla inherits any file type associations from your computer's settings. So if brackets is my default text editor for HTML files, FileZilla is going to use that application to open and edit HTML files. Now, if you want to edit all files on FileZilla using a certain application, like brackets, then you can just type the location of the app right here. So at the moment, the default editor is the text editor app. And what I can do, I can just remove that and use the brackets location instead. So on a Mac, it would be applications/brackets.app. All right. If you are on Windows, then it would be something like this. So program files /brackets/brackets.x. Now, if you want to use a specific program for a certain extension like PNG, then you just follow this example. So you just write the extension and then between quotes, you write the location of your executable program and then space -open. Now, it's very important to bear in mind that if you keep this box checked, then the system will first check if the file extension has got already a default program that you use on your computer. And if that's the case, then that's going to be used. Then if there is no default application used for that extension you're trying to open, then brackets is going to be used. All right. So let's save and try to edit this image, for example. So this one has been opened using the viewer application, and that's the default application on my computer. Now, just a quick point before finishing this video. Let's cut the screen to 2 halves and make some changes to our index.html file. So if I go back to hello world, then save and refresh the page, I need to accept the changes first in FileZilla. So if I refresh, now I can see the changes. Now, sometimes there may be a short delay between changes happening on the file and changes appearing on the website, and that's because of caching. So basically what happens is that when you request a web page from the server, and then later on another user requests the same web page using the same URL, then instead of going to the actual file and serving the file again to the new user, the server may use caching and serve only a copy of the website which has been served to you using the first request. And this will save on server resources. Now, you can disable caching if you want to see changes straight away after making them. So to do that, you just need to go back to FileZilla and then create an htaccess file. So .htaccess. So let's edit this file. So what you do, you go to the completewebhosting.com/caching.txt. So you just copy this code and you paste it there, and then save and close the file. And now caching has been disabled, and whatever changes, so let's accept the changes and upload the file again. So whatever changes you make now on the server are going to appear straight away whenever you make a request to the web page where you made changes. All right. Now this will help when you are developing websites or doing work on your server, but once you are done and your work is live, then it's a good idea to enable caching again to save on server resources. Alright, now hopefully you are comfortable managing files on the server using an FTP tool from within your computer and using your favorite text editor. So in the next video, you're going to start learning HTML components and you're going to start with HTML headings.